So, first thing I'm going to do when cleaning up an RC car, this one is particularly messy. Get off the top, throw that in the sink, and then there's no batteries in here, so you don't have to worry about shorting anything out because the electronics are waterproof and the receiver is secured inside that waterproof chamber. So first thing I'm going to do is pull off the wheels. With the tires off, there is a chunk of wood that I need to remove from the rear drive shaft, plus all the twigs and stuff that are all wrapped around there. When using sliders, I'm going to have to be a little careful, but I've got multi-tool. Remove that. Just start pulling all this debris out of here. Now I take the utility knife and I'm just going to slice these things that are wound up to make it a little easier to come off. So, that. There we go. Better. So that's all the debris, the easy debris to come off. So, as you can see here then, so everything is cleared out. The big debris. Oh, shock's still plush. This right here. And I'm just going to rinse this thing off. I'm not going to do a whole lot of cleaning on it because it doesn't. We have some cleaners here, all purpose. And I don't like using heavy cleaners on them because I don't want to strip off the oils that are already there. But I'm going to spray it down. Spray it down real good. So this is going on the shelf. It's not going to be used again. If it was going to be used real quickly soon again, I probably would not do this extensive of a cleanup. But because I'm going to just leave it sitting on the shelf, it's kind of nice to have it cleaned up all the way. And that way, if in that time I decide to do some upgrade or whatnot, it's clean and ready for me to do it, you know? So the next thing I'm going to do is hit it with some air. So, we've got it pretty much rinsed out and cleaned up. That looks great compared to what it did. So, the next thing I'm going to do is air dry the thing. And I have a small compressor. It's from a company called California Air Tools. I got it because of it being extremely small and extremely quiet. But, as I said, what you do now is air dry it and then start wiping things down. So, that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to take water displacement number 40, WD-40. And as I said, we're going to spray it down. So I'll just take it as it is right now, and I'll just kind of that. And then I just wipe it down. Yeah. So, again, that WD-40 is going to help displace any water. And then also, it has a slight benefit of making the plastic slightly softer. Now, in Alaska, it's a good thing, I think, for the plastic to be slightly softer for a couple of reasons. One, because it's colder here, and plastic, of course, when it's cold and bends too far, likes to snap and break. But if it is a little softer, it may give it a little bit more flex for you, you know? And that little flex may be just enough to save you from breaking apart. Who you just don't know. You just don't. Welcome back. So that was a little tutorial on what we do when we like to clean up the RC cars. That one, the Max, is a quote-unquote 10 scale, around there. But it's a little bigger. But the bigger ones get a little bit more complicated. Not too much. But what you, again, want to do is kind of focus on cleaning up around the where the wheel nuts are. You want to make sure those are clean and grease. Because there's going to be bearings in there, and you're going to want to make sure those are clean and stay, water free. A WD-40 will help you, and then if you want to grease them, you can. But as I said, just use some WD-40 unless I'm going to be tearing it down and doing a deep clean. And I only do that when I really repair them. So you can use that WD-40 and it will help out, but with the knowledge that they say that it can have an effect on the plastics. But as I said, they say it softens them, and I kind of like that. So another thing you're going to want to do is clean up those shocks. And for that, you're going to want to use a light cleaner and just kind of get in there around the shock shaft and make sure that that's cleaned off, no debris is going up into the shock. And once you clean that up, you don't want to spray it with any WD-40. It's not recommended because it can make the plastics harder, actually, the rubber. Same thing with the rubber on the wheels. The drive shaft, you want to make sure that's clean. You saw the debris that we had in there. And that can get muddied up real quick. So you're going to make sure you want to pay attention to those drive shafts, especially the metal ones. Make sure they stay clean and lubricated. And then what else? We also want to make sure that anywhere that that can be kind of hiding debris, you clear that out of. And then I like to use just, as I said, my little compressor here that we bought for doing this to dry it off and clean it off and get it going again. So those are the things we do to clean it up. I'm trying to think if there's any other special areas that I pay attention to. But once you do that drive line and those shocks, those are going to be the big things. The axles, I mean, that's kind of like your powertrain on your car. You make sure that those areas are clean, that suspension is nice, and you should be good to go. Make sure also pay attention if you do have waterproof electronics or not, where that receiver is setting. That'll be important to pay attention to, because when you're washing it off, you want to, if it isn't waterproof, you're not going to want to get that too soaking wet. But most RC cars for bashing are typically waterproof. But it's been a great time making videos, and we have some more coming up. As I said earlier, or in another video, that we're going to take that Super Rock Ray back out. And that was one of the reasons I didn't really clean it, because I know it's going to get out and get muddied and dirtied up again. And we want to, just kind of, when we do clean it up really good and whatnot. It's one of my favorite cars, and we've got two of them. We want to keep them in pristine condition as much as we can for cleaning wise, because we're going to bash them and that can damage. So why you want to, enjoy the damage you're going to do to it, I guess, is the way to put it, rather than just have damage happen to it that you could have prevented. So anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. If you could, appreciate you hitting that thumbs up, thumbs down. And yeah, and comment if you have any issues or you have any questions on cleaning or suggestions, and we'll put those in the video. But other than that, hopefully you guys are having a great day. We appreciate all you guys for watching. Appreciate your time, and it's just a joy for me to be able to put these videos together and show you kind of what we do up here in Alaska when we're running RCs. And then we're going to also be getting some more drone footage. That's going to be going on probably this next weekend, this coming weekend. We're going to get some drone footage out in Anchorage, I do believe. So that should be some fun.